What if you could go back in time and you knew more before you made those big decisions in life? What would you do differently? What advice would have helped you then and now? Welcome to Know Before You Owe podcast. I am Jim Black, and I've been lucky to have gone from being a market maker on Wall Street, helping big decisions be made with key executives at companies, to now being a trusted advisor for large financial real estate transactions for families. In my career, I've met some of the most incredible people along the way, and we're lucky to have them share their experiences with us on this podcast. These are top experts in their fields, great leaders in work and in life. Guests will share their life experiences, wisdom, and insights that you can leverage in your own decisions in life. Thank you, and please stay tuned for our upcoming episodes, and I'm excited to help you know more before you owe. Please subscribe to learn more, and we look forward to seeing you on our next podcast. Coming to you today from a Niner outfit, Niner fan. I'm excited to have a live presentation coming to us and podcast from the Super Bowl in Arizona with my good friend, Zach Sudfeld. Zach,
Yes.
Thanks for having us on, my man.
Oh man, thanks for having me. I am so excited to chat with you.
Awesome, dude. Well, as you can tell, I'm a Niner fan, so I'll take off some of my gear. Anyways,
I
we'll get
wouldn't
down to
have
basics
guessed
here.
that.
So,
Would not have.
yeah, you
guessed
can't tell that, right? Yeah, yeah, totally. Well, I'm really excited to have you on the call. You're our first athlete we're having on Know Before You Owe, and what I love about having you on as a professional football player that played for the Patriots, and you played for the Jets, and you got to play with some high-profile athletes and quarterbacks. I love that you can take some of your perspective and all those hard double days and ice in your injuries and all the other stress you have going on to share with us today about life lessons that you've been able to take from that journey to what you're doing today, and think about some of the life perspectives and business perspectives of the future. So can you share your story about how you got into playing sports at the highest level of the NFL?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, thank you so much for having me on here today, Jim. And I apologize for the craziness of the backdrop, but here at the Super Bowl week, doing some
This is
events,
awesome.
so
This is
it's
cool.
a blast.
I feel like I'm there, man. I feel like
Well,
I'm there.
you'll have to be here with me next year. I love it. It's so much fun coming out to these events. But absolutely. So I was born in Santa Cruz, California, and that's kind of home for me. That's home base. And as I was growing up, we ended up moving inland, and I have a twin brother and I have a younger brother, and we're all extremely competitive. And so I knew that, sports was kind of our way of battling each other. And so, it started at a young age. We grew up Niners fans and just adored and admired Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Joe Montana, all these guys. And so growing up, that was the dream, to be a professional athlete. At times I wanted to be a basketball player, but my ceiling was higher in football for sure. So that's kind of how we got our start. And you know what? We just kept trying, kept practicing, and eventually something popped, and it's a crazy story, but made it through college and into the NFL and got to play with some of the most legendary players in the game, and it's just surreal sometimes.
And as you're talking, you mentioned you see one of your old teammates on a big billboard that's the size of a building behind you, which is classic. Yeah,
it's so funny. I was walking around and just see these giant billboards with them on there, and I'm saying to myself, "Wow, man, good for you." A lot bigger on the billboard than in real life.
Right on. Well, I love the position you played. To me, besides the quarterback, is the most equally skilled in different ways. A lot of guys that are big and tall, they either have great hands and can actually catch, or they play defensive end, right? They're either they either have hands of stone or they got great hands like you do. And what's also important is that I'm sure in plays and then on the field, you had to shift some of your routes depending on coverage or the defense or audibles and that stuff. So your position that you played as tight end is one of those positions I have a lot of respect for, because having played at a lower level, the tight end really was the most talented person on the offensive offensive side. So.
I'm telling you what, Jim, you just made my day right there, because most people would give all that love to the quarterback. And so my younger brother, Nate, he's with the Detroit Lions now, he usually reaps that glory. But for you to say that about tight ends, I feel the same way, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys are a special class of your own. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of those punters.
We're
and
hybrids.
But you guys are hybrid. Yeah, you're hybrid.
Exactly.
Who was your favorite? Do you have a favorite mentor in a tight end from the past that you look up to, that you basically aspired to be like?
Yeah. Well, so when I was growing up, obviously a 49ers fan, I was a huge Brent Jones fan because, I mean, number one, watching him play every Sunday, just a massive fan. But also, his daughters actually played on the same T-ball team as us growing up, and so we would see him at the practices and just absolutely couldn't believe he was a superhero to us. And so I'll never forget, he signed some 49ers hats for me and my brothers, and he made them personal to each of us: to Zach, a future 49er; to Matt, a future 49er; and to Nate, a future 49er. So he was right 1 out of 3. Nate ended up playing for the Niners, but I never got a chance to play for the Niners, unfortunately. But he was fantastic. And then when I went into the NFL, I had a lot of guys that I really looked up to who helped me out. I showed up in New England with Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. That's a story for a different time. But
yeah, that's about a 4-part miniseries on Netflix. We don't. Yeah,
it's going to be. I'm not going to lie to you. There has been talk of that, because that's going to happen. That's coming soon. But yeah, I learned my rookie year to surround myself with veterans, to guys who have been doing it for a long time, and just kind of get in their hip pocket. You avoid a lot of the rookie mistakes. And so I felt so fortunate. There were guys that really helped me out. Daniel Fells was tight end for the Patriots, and he ended up getting released because they gave me the position, and I felt so bad. But he was so good to me, showing me and teaching me ways. Even being a rookie under Tom Brady and just learning from him, asking him questions, and him being available, it was really a special thing. And I learned something that I've transitioned into life. It's surround yourself with people that you want to emulate, and just learn from them. Avoid the rookie mistakes. We have so much pride to think we're going to do it on our own, or that we're good or smart enough or whatever it might be. And the reality is, there are others who are experts who are willing to help you out. And so, I mean, frankly, to bring it all back, I'm so grateful for you, because in my journey in real estate and all of the things that we've had discussions on, I really see you in that role. And so I'm just grateful to be a part of this.
Well, thanks, man. That's an honor. It means a lot to hear that. And like you mentioned, like in life, you want to put yourself around people that you aspire to be like, right? Have similar values and that are going places. And that's really cool that you took that advice or that perspective early on in your career, to not get stuck out at the clubs, doing the VIP deal or buying 85 cars, all that kind of stuff,
It's easy. It's not easy to buy 85 cars when you were an undrafted rookie, but still easy when you get your first paychecks. And so I feel so fortunate. And that's one of the lessons that I've learned that I'll take with me the rest of my life, is just surrounding yourself with people that you want to emulate.
That's cool. So let's talk about life after football. So you're an avid surfer.
Yes.
You play piano.
Well,
you play guitar.
Yeah.
You have a amazing fantasy football podcast show, right?
Yeah.
People, like millions of people follow. And you also are a world traveler. And one of my favorite things about you is, and I've never talked to you about this, is the fact that you went to other countries and did a lot of work to help kids out. Can you share your story about the poverty side of things that you've been involved with? And I've never brought that up to you before, but I thought that's one of the coolest things about
you. I mean, hey, thank you, man. You make me sound a lot cooler than I actually am. But you know what? I've been so fortunate. When I was playing, when I went to the NFL, one of the things about playing that was difficult for me was you kind of, they own you for about 9 months out of the year. Every moment is scheduled and structured, which is great. But I also needed a respite from that. And so my brother I am fortunate. I was able to go on some trips to Eastern Europe when I was really young, a teenager, 13 years old, and Southeast Asia when I was in college, on some of these humanitarian trips, and really developed a passion for that. And so then my brother, my twin brother, was working with a humanitarian organization. And so after my rookie year, I called him up and I said, man, I really just want to get out and travel. And he said, well, I'm going to Africa in 2 weeks. Let's go. And so I went with him, and it was an absolute mind-blowing experience. The people that I met, the culture, and just off the beaten path. And I loved it so much that I ended up going, I think 2 or 3 times every off season. I would go out to different parts, whether it was Africa, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe. And we were just, you're able to make a difference. And sometimes making a difference is just being around those people and engaging with them. And other times, we were able to fund orphan homes, or my favorite was we put in a sports complex at an orphanage on the border of Uganda and South Sudan. And it was we did a sports camp. So my some teammates came out, and we brought them all out. We did a sports camp. We played basketball against these kids, and it was just such a special time. But I feel so lucky because there are a lot of things that I've been able to do, and yet also football was always my dream. And so to be able to accomplish that is something that I'm so proud of and grateful for, really.
That's cool, man. And now imagine when you and your brother, I think you got a chance to play together, right? On opposite sides of the field. So who were your parents rooting for? How did that work out? What was that?
A fun game. So we played against, my little brother was with the Redskins and I was with the Jets. And we played against each other. It was spectacular. My mom had a jersey that was half my jersey and half my brother's jersey. And so that's what she wore to the game. It was such a special game. My roommate and one of my best friends, he was one of our quarterbacks with the Jets. And he actually threw me a touchdown pass. His parents were sitting with my parents, so everyone went nuts.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
It was wild. I caught the ball and I had to run over and look at the Redskins sidelines for my brother, and I was like, "Hey, man, it was his rookie year." And but sure enough, my little brother got in the game, and he threw a touchdown pass. And
no way! What?
I promise.
Oh, that's so cool.
And, it was a truly magical experience. It was at the tail end of my career. I had a knee surgery and was trying to come back from it. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to even play in the game. And my wife was there. It was just such a special experience to be able to do. They ended up getting the best of us. Unfortunately, the Redskins beat us. It was a long trip back home. But
did you guys have a little brotherly bet, like you treat him to dinner or whatever?
We should have, but we didn't. No. I think we were both so blown away, especially pregame. Pregame, we went out there, we texted each other and said, let's meet on the field. And we met on the field, and we couldn't believe that 2 kids from the same house were on this NFL football field. And of course, he had to throw me a few passes, even though we were on opposite teams in pregame warmups. And so it was really special. It was magic. And I'm just so grateful for it. My poor mom, she was a wreck, I think, because, anytime that you have both your boys playing in an NFL game, you're nervous.
Yeah, that's got to be. So this weekend, right? Both Kelsey brothers are playing against each other too, right? One's an offensive lineman and one's a tight end, right? So
exactly.
So are you guys the only brothers that have ever caught and thrown TDs in one game? I'd imagine.
Well, I don't know, because that's a good question. Yeah, because quarterback and receivers. So the Kelsey brothers, they're great, by the way. Nate played with Jason in Philadelphia, and we actually have the same agent. And then Travis and I came into the league at the same time, which is crazy to think.
That is weird. Yeah, that is strange.
Crazy. But they're so great. Their parents are great too. They're just very Midwest, down to earth people. And but neither of them have thrown a touchdown pass, and my little brother has, and I caught one in that game. So
I think
I might have to do a little
NFL
Google
stat
search
there.
and see that. I don't know.
That's
we're
pretty
not the
cool.
Watts or the Kelseys, but we made it. So
that's cool. Right on. So, so life after football, you had good mentors, you had good people that you could look up to that kind of kept you on the right path. What's the next version of Zach? Like what are you looking for in the future of your game of life, right? I mean, you left it all in the field, right? And now you're kind of starting over.
It's true. So I was so fortunate that in college, I was able to complete my master's degree, and I got my MBA while I was there. So I always said, I want to play football. It's my childhood dream. When it's over, I really want to do something. I want to build something. I want to be a part of something. And it's been a journey of figuring out what that is. Football was so linear. It was so easy because I could say, if I'm good in high school, I get to play in college. And if I'm good in college, then I get to play in the NFL. And similar with school for me, where I'm going to do business. And then when I graduated that a little bit earlier, I said, well, I might as well start on my master's degree if I'm going to be here playing ball. And then that finished. So then when I got out of football, it was a difficult transition, like it is for a lot of guys, for several reasons. But first, you don't know if you're done. You still have the drive. You still say, oh, I still got it. But you're doing the workouts with the teams. They're looking at your injury reports, and you're not getting the same interest that you were when you were younger. It's difficult. It takes some time to say, okay, it's time to turn the page. During that time, I'm so fortunate that we were able to get into some real estate investment and buy a home that has just been, it was an eye-opening experience. I had no idea what I was doing. So I definitely felt a little overwhelmed going through the process. And now looking back years later, I realized what a great opportunity that was and how important it was to me. And it's funny because I've taken that experience, which is something that now looking back, I'm so excited about as I move forward. And my teammates, my brothers, people who have come out of the NFL or are still in the NFL we've had these conversations about, okay, I don't know. What did you want to know? Just like this podcast, know before you owe. What do you wish you would have known back when you were playing? And there were so many opportunities that I had as a player and as that I could have gotten into things outside of football, particularly real estate, but where I passed up on the opportunity because I was scared or because I said, I don't know how to do this. I didn't feel comfortable reaching out to people. You feel that everyone wants something from you. And so it was difficult to reach out to people or have the courage to take that leap of faith and invest in things like that. And so moving on, I said, man, these are things that I love. I love connecting my friends to opportunities and helping people where I wish I would have had help. And so through all that, it kind of came about, as you and I have been discussing, to do the lifestyle lender. For me, it is all about the lifestyle, and it's truly living your life and being a dad and a family man and traveling and pursuing your passions while also, making smart financial decisions and understanding that there are options out there for you, and there are ways to genuinely help people. And so that's what I'm so excited about for this opportunity. And it's funny, I've had conversations just in the short time I've been in the Super Bowl where people are like, no way, we got to talk about this because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm like, neither did I. And I just surrounded myself with experts. That's all I'm doing now. So it's been really cool, and I'm so excited for this new chapter and to take it on with the same energy and enthusiasm that I was able to bring to football.
Yeah, I love it, man. You got the drive, you got that go-getter mindset, which is huge in life, right? You can tackle anything if your heart and soul's into it and you have focus. So that's great. So last thing I like to leave with is basically, so you live in San Diego right now, right? You're down there, and you're from Santa Cruz.
Right.
Are you going on any fun, crazy adventures?
I am. So one of my things, lifestyle, travel is something that lights me up. And so my little brother, who's one of my best friends in the world, he's been in Detroit this whole last season, off season. And so he's been reaching out saying, man, I need some sunshine. I need some sunshine this off season. So we have a few trips planned. Fortunately, because of all my traveling, I'm kind of known as the travel guide. And so I get to tag along on these trips. But so I leave here I leave Phoenix on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll head out. And then I'm taking my mortgage licensing exam on Wednesday, which I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for it. A lot of studying while I'm out here. But and then I take that on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night I fly out for Spain with my brother. A couple of other NFL players are going to meet us out there. So we're going to do this trip to Spain. Later on in the year, we're going to Costa Rica. I'm going to Norway in the summertime. So I have this incredible opportunity to travel, and I'm so grateful for it. And all the while get to be a part of something special back here, doing the real estate, doing the lifestyle lender, and helping people that need that kind of help like I did when I was younger. And so it's really an exciting time for me right now.
Awesome, man. I like the fact that you said grateful about 15 times. That's just, when I think of you, I'm always like, you live in abundance. You live in a place of being appreciative of what you have and being grateful, right? So I'm honored to know you. I'm excited about the future, to be teaming up with you and a new thing for you. And I think it's going to be fun. We're going to help a lot of people, and I'm honored to be one of those people. Who you rooting for? What besides the Niners, who should be there? Who you rooting for? Is that a good game? What do you want?
I like what Christian McCaffrey said. Right? I hope both teams lose. Yeah. But no, not really. I think. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna say I guess I want the Chiefs to win. But just barely.
But barely,
Just barely.
Yeah, like a last second Hail Mary kind of thing, right?
Exactly. Just barely win, and I want it to be a great game. But so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's always a fun event out here to see old teammates and old friends. And next year I'm going to bring you with me, man. Because,
hey, I'm in, man. Hopefully I'll be wearing this jersey too.
Yeah. Hey.
Right on. Well, thank you again for joining us on Know Before You Owe, and
thank you.
Have a great time out there. Have fun in Spain, and you're living the life, man. I think a lot of people on our podcast right now probably have a little more pep in their step today, and looking at what you're doing and how you're continuing to evolve and enjoy life. So thank you again, and thanks for watching our show. And I'll see you soon, and have fun out there.
All right, man. Hey, I'll see you soon. Seriously, thank you so much for everything. I love it.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Zach. Take care.
All right. Bye.